Just like that, we're under the lights. I'm Aaron Ladd, guiding you through Week 12, a playoff edition of UTL. We're just 3 weeks away from crowning champions on both sides of the state line. We'll start off with our Hy-Vee High School game of the week. Fort Osage hosting Platte County. This is the first meeting between these two in Class 5. Pirates already in Fort Osage territory when we pick up the action. Jared Parson hands the ball off to Nate Walls, who finds a clear lane to the end zone. Pirates strike first and lead 7-0. Ball back with PC after a turnover on downs. Parson finds Ben McDaniel, knocked away by the defender, just barely missed that pick there. It's the Indians' turn now to have some fun. Quarterback Greg Minnie tries to make something happen, but taken down by a swarm of Indians. Pirates recover and they take charge here. Parsons pass over to Carter Saltzman, adds 7 more on it. It's 14-0 lead there. Fort O needs to answer, and they need to answer fast. Minnie finds Javen Hall, and it's a one-score game after that one. Well, Fort O was going to ride that momentum. They claim this new rivalry in 5 and win 22-20. Haley Lewis was there and takes us under the lights.
Well, Aaron, I think we found a new rivalry in Class 5 on the Missouri side. Platte County showing that they belong, coming out hot, putting up 14-0 on Fort Osage. But the Indians in the end using this home crowd advantage to find their way, surviving and advancing to the next round.
They don't give up. Our kids never give up. They keep battling. They know what's coming. We just keep working, and eventually good things happen.
So the Indians are going to go on to play the winner of the Raytown-Grain Valley game going on tonight. That means that there are just 8 teams left in this race to the state title. Reporting at Fort Osage High School, Haley Lewis, KSHB 41 Sports.
Thank you so much, Haley. We're over on the Kansas side now. Sectional rounds of playoffs tonight. Olathe North taking on Blue Valley Northwest. Northwest already up a score, and Grant Stubblefield wants some more. He's off to the races. He could go. One defender left. He gives him a stiff arm on the way to the end zone. 91-yard score. We see you, Mr. Stubblefield, 14-0 after that score. Second quarter now, Mikey Pauley on the read option, and he keeps it himself. That's a big man right there. 21-0, the lead after that score. Pauley again, this time from 2 yards in. It's a blowout after this one. 28-0 just before the half. Pauley's going to do it again, this time for 21 yards. Touchdown Northwest, 35-0 is the lead. They win 56-27. All right, for the sake of balance, we're going to flip back over to the Missouri side now. Class 6 battle. Park Hill South hosting Liberty North. Winner advances to the state semifinals. Now we're going all over the place. Please keep up with us. Sam Van Dyne with a dime. The pass goes to Dylan Love. He deflects the ball. Oh my gosh, interception. Liberty North takes the ball down to their own 15. Park Hill South drive would stall. And then they get the ball down 10-0. A couple drives later, Nathan Rico, can't find anyone, takes off. 25-yard pickup, does it himself. Park Hill South gets to midfield. A couple plays later, Rico to Rubin. This one's going to be a 30-yard strike when all is said and done. Park Hill South cuts the lead to 3. Next drive, Van Dyne going for the home run ball. And Javius Smith says, nah, not tonight. The score would stay 10-7 at the half. Liberty North going to go on to win 34-14. All right, Missouri to Kansas now, 6A monster matchup. Blue Valley West taking on Shawnee Mission Northwest. Winner takes on Olathe North or Blue Valley Northwest. A lot of directions, folks, a lot of them. Cougars flexing their muscle early and often in this one. Jack Malin takes the high snap and knows exactly what to do with it. Untouched into the end zone, Northwest with the early advantage. Jaguars sputtering for most of the first half. Gage Roach gets tackled well short here on third down. West would go on to punt. Roach tries again with his arm this time. After that punt, they get the ball back. This one's in the air for a while, but it's going to find the turf. Nobody's hands. They punt again. Can't give this guy too many chances. Blake Reeder finds Donovan Ganapini, who stopped just short after this dime. Doesn't matter. Reeder's going to bulldoze his way in from there, but Blue Valley West is the one who goes on to win there, 37-34. Hopefully by now you see the pattern. Kansas, Missouri, back in Kansas now. Class 4A sectional round. St. James Academy at 6-4 on the year, visiting the 7-3 Piper Pirates. Pirates hoping to sail away. You got to get through the thunder there. Saw what we did there with the puns. St. James in the red zone. Tavy Watts up the middle, but gets the first, but stops shy of the end zone. Fast forward to 3rd and goal now. Tyler Claiborne takes the handoff, but oh no! Plowing through the purple. He's in there. Touchdown, 7-0 after that one. Now first and goal, St. James. Claiborne trying to muscle his way in, but the ball comes out this time. Piper recovers it, and it's a touchback. 3rd and 10 from the 48. Blake Porter finds his man for the first down. Same drive later in the game. Pirates looking for the score. Porter bobbles the ball and is sacked. 3rd and 12 now. He's going to drop back to throw. Ethan Walker's going to touch it, but it's going to be picked off. Oh, my goodness. He's trying to advance the ball, but the flag's going to bring that back. St. James leads 7-0 at the half and goes on to win by a final of 31-7. Just getting started under the lights. A lot of action on both sides of the line. As you can tell, when we return, we check in with the Smithville Warriors. They're looking to make their way to the state quarterfinals. Excelsior Springs stands in their way. We have all the highlights from that monster matchup when we return under the lights. Thanks for joining us back under the lights. Smithfield coming into the night unblemished at 9-0, hosting the 7-2 Excelsior Springs Tigers. Let's get straight to the highlights early first. Excelsior Springs back to punt, and it's never a good thing when we show special teams highlights. He fumbles it in the end zone. Smithville gets the safety, and it's a baseball score, 2-0 early. Next drive, Smithville 4th and 1. Caleb Donnell moves the chains, 15 yards on 4th down. And Smithville gets inside the 20-yard line. Same drive, same player. Donald on the toss, 15-yard pickup, and we're still inside the red zone, but we're getting closer. On the 5-yard line now after a penalty, Donald caps off the drive. Hopefully him and his family are watching at home. 8-yard touchdown. Smithville takes a 9-0 lead, and they blow the doors off this one, 52-10, the final. Their opponent is the winner of our next game, and it's time for our Metro Matchups Moment of the Night, sponsored by DeBasquale Moore Law Firm. We pick it up in the first quarter. Kale Sanders, not to be confused with Kale Saunders, on the 3-yard touchdown. Nevada cuts the lead to just 1, still second quarter. Nevada, back to pass. They get picked off. Justin Pearson for the 87-yard pick six. Look at him running. That blue turf is beautiful. Lincoln Prep takes a 14-6 lead into the half. Late second quarter now, Zach Shelby with the 9-yard touchdown run. And Lincoln Prep takes a 27-6 lead. They win. They're district champions, 41-18 the final. They get Smithville next week. That's going to be a monster matchup, and so is this one. Metro Moments matchup sponsored by DeBasquale Moore Law Firm. This game, oh my goodness. We're going to start with a fumble recovery. That's never a good thing. Somebody's going to be upset in the coach's room. Tamarian Cashier of the Eagles around the 35-yard line. Couldn't catch it in, though. Had to settle for a field goal. Shout out to the kicker. Really don't get those in on Friday nights often. Blue Jays up 3-0. Then the Eagles get back on the scoreboard. Caleb Larson connects with Keegan Hart on a quick slant, and he's off to the races, doing his own Odell Beckham Jr. impersonation. 61 yards later, it's a house call. Eagles up 7-3. Raytown capitalized on a muff snap, and Eagles Derek Bukes, what I think he found, the fumble, rambles for a defensive score. We saw one of those on Thursday Night Football. Extra points no good. It's 9-7 at the half. Green Valley holds off Raytown 38-37. Big scores tonight, huge scores. We're still under the light. First quarter, Hayden J to Kendrick Jones in this one, 41-yard reception. Mill Valley down to the 1. 2 plays later, Max Rowe with the 1-yard touchdown, and Mill Valley leads by a score. Late second, Rowe with the 39-yard run down to the 1 once again. You just got to get that extra yard, my guy. Just reach over. I'll make it sound easy here in the studio. Mill Valley's going to score anyway. It's 14-0 after that one. Aiden Schaefer gets a sack before the half. Got to pay my bills, too. Mill Valley takes the victory 35-7. St. Michael and Richmond in this one. Early first quarter, Keyshawn Elliott, 11-yard touchdown run. Richmond takes an 8-0 lead after the 2-point conversion. Late first now, Evan Vandiver with a 16-yard touchdown run, and Richmond's up 3 scores. That's a skunk on Madden in my house. Early second quarter, Elliott to Jordan Alexander. It's the next play, 25-yard touchdown. Richmond takes a 28-6 lead and eventually scores 70 in this one. Oh my goodness, big score there. Dion Clisso of Preps KC joining us now. Long time no see, an old friend. First question for you. I know, man, we're inching closer to state championships. Who had the best win of the night, in your opinion?
Well, I'd say Blue Valley West with the comeback over Shawnee Mission Northwest. They were down a lot of that game and then really just kind of wore them out in the second half and got a good win there. And it's the first time they've been in the semifinals in, I think, about 8 years. I think back in 2013, they were in the semifinals against Blue Valley. I think that, to me, is the one that stands out. There was a lot of chalk out there. A lot of games went exactly the way we thought they would. I was kind of stunned by Fort Osage. Platte County, I thought Platte County would get that win there, but that was a close, tight game. And then Green Valley and Raytown with that wild, crazy overtime, triple overtime there at the end. So those were kind of the games that stand out to me.
We're getting closer to the bracket. We're filling them out. Who's the Cinderella team? If you had to name a surprise in the bracket right now, who would it be?
How about Pleasant Hill in Class 3? They were a 5 seed. They have yet to play a game at home. They played it a 4 seed Oak Grove. They played it a 1 seed Odessa. They played it a 3 seed Summit Christian. They've won all 3 of those games. They've got a great offense. They're in every single game they're in. They've got wins over Boonville early in the season, who's a highly ranked team. So they're a team that can play with anybody. They've got St. Pius this week, which you probably put them as an underdog, but they've got it at home, so it'll be interesting to see how that one shakes out. But that's a team to keep an eye on in Class 3 on Missouri side.
We're keeping an eye on that. We're keeping an eye on you. Deion's not going anywhere. He's going to stick around. After the break, he's going to help us preview the big matchups next week as we inch closer to those state title games. Don't go anywhere. Under the Lights continues after the break. Deion Clisso of Preps KC to hang around for just a bit longer. He obliged. Deion, which game next week are you most looking forward to and why?
I'm going to go back to Blue Valley West and Blue Valley Northwest. And I don't want to slight Blue Valley Northwest. It's the first time they've been in the semi since '99. It was 2013 for Blue Valley West. Those two teams have played really well all season. Blue Valley Northwest has easily been the best team in 6A on the east side. And I think it's a great opportunity for somebody not named Olathe North, Blue Valley North, or Blue Valley to be in the state championship game for the first time in almost a decade. Those 3 teams have dominated. Now you got Blue Valley Northwest, who's never been, and Blue Valley West, who won a 5A title back in 2007. So I think that's going to be a great game.
Quickly, who's got the toughest road back? Very quick.
Lee Summit North's got to go to CBC this week. I think that's a pretty tough challenge for them. But if they get the bat past them, I think they've got a good shot of playing Liberty North probably on the other side.
Deion, thank you so much. We got to do this again soon, man. It's been way too long. That'll do it for us here Under the Lights on Week 12. I had a blast. I see what Haley Lewis is talking about here in the studio. I got to do this more often. Week 12 is in the books. We'll see you right here, same place, same time, next week.